Okay, imagine you arrive in Quebec and decide to go satisfy your hunger in KFC. Only, it's not KFC you're going to. It's PFK. What? It turns out that marketing specialists work hard to adapt both product names and packaging designs for the needs of different national markets. As a result, some products that people are used to in one country may look and taste totally different in another. See for yourself. Number 1. Coca-Cola Light. People from Europe tend to get confused when striving to spot Coca-Cola Light in American or British supermarkets. What they might not know is that in these countries, low-calorie Coca-Cola is called Diet Coke. Why? Well, the thing is, in many parts of the world, diet often doesn't mean low-calorie, hence the Coca-Cola Light label for Europe. On the other hand, these days the Coca-Cola Company is advertising a new name for this product. Eventually, Coca-Cola Zero is supposed to replace Coca-Cola Light altogether. Replace Coca-Cola Light. Boy, that joke still works. What? Number 2. Lenor. When people from Europe, Japan, and Russia wash their clothes, they often use a popular fabric softener called Lenor. But no matter how hard you try to find this product in the US, all you'll see on the shelves will be blue bottles labeled Downy. Luckily, there's no need to despair. Downy is the same fabric softener, just with a different name. Number 3. Olay. Olay, a popular cosmetics brand produced by Procter&Gamble, has been known under many aliases. Oil of Olay, oil of Olays, oil of Ulan, oil of Mulan. Choose the one to your liking. Okay, not that last one, but hey, I think I'd like to see oil of Mushu. Anyway, in 1999 the company finally made its choice, and the brand got the name we use nowadays, Olay. But it turned out that not all countries were happy about this decision. That's probably why people in Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and Belgium still come to cosmetic stores to buy oil of Olays, or simply Olays. Number 4. Cocoa Krispies. Created by an American food producer, this breakfast is a favorite choice of people all over the world. But paradoxically, not all of them munch on Cocoa Krispies. What gives? It's about the name once again. In New Zealand, South Korea, Italy, the UK, and South Africa, you'll buy a box of Cocoa Pops cereal for breakfast. But if you're in Portugal, Germany, Spain, Switzerland, and Austria, peruse supermarket shelves for Choco Krispies. As for the US, here we know this product under the name of Cocoa Krispies. Number 5. Tide. Another product of Procter & Gamble, Tide laundry detergent has not one but 3 names. In Central Europe, this product is known by the name of Vizir, and in Turkey, you'll buy Alo. Interestingly, local marketing specialists don't only decide which name will be accepted better in a particular country. They also determine the form of the product, depending on which type of cleaning locals prefer. That's why in Indonesia and the Philippines, for example, you'll find Tide in the form of soap. Number 6. Mr. Clean. Want to know a record breaker for the number of names a product has in different countries? Then welcome Mr. Clean. However confusing it is, most big countries have their own names for this famous cleaning product. Among them, you'll find Mr. Clean in Canada and the US, Mr. Propre in France, Meister Proper in Germany, Mastro Lindo in Italy, Mr. Proper in some Slavic countries, and Maestro Limpio in Latin American countries. As for Great Britain and Ireland, they have a short and straightforward name for the famous cleaning product, Flash. Nah, I'm not going there. Number 7. Burger King. In 1954, one of the most famous American fast food chain restaurants got its name, Burger King. And today, you can find these restaurants in almost 18,000 locations. But unfortunately, you won't be able to visit Burger King in Australia. You see, when the chain's owners were thinking of opening a branch in this country, to their dismay, they found out that the name Burger King had already been taken. That's why there was nothing left to do but rename the Australian branch to Hungry Jack. Number 8. Vaseline. Vaseline, a popular remedy for dry skin, sounds different in Spanish and Portuguese. That's why, if you need this product, let's say in Brazil or Mexico, make sure you ask for Vaseline. Number 9. KFC. If you ever visit the French-speaking province of Quebec, Canada, don't waste your time trying to find one of these famous fast food chain restaurants. What we call KFC in the US has the name PFK in Quebec. And no wonder. After all, PFK, which stands for Poulet Frit Kentucky, is exactly how you translate Kentucky Fried Chicken into French. Number 10. Axe. Axe is a popular brand of grooming products for men that was launched in France in 1983. But soon enough, just as the company decided to expand, the producers discovered that the name Axe had already been taken by other companies in several big countries. On top of that, for English speakers, the word Axe could hardly be associated with cosmetics, pleasant smells, and such. As a result, they changed the brand name in countries like the UK, Ireland, Australia, China, and New Zealand. So, if you need a new deodorant when visiting these places, look for the one called Lynx rather than Axe. Number 11. Dove. Dove is a popular chocolate brand you can find nearly everywhere in the world. But if you come to Egypt, India, or the UK, look for chocolates named Galaxy. No worries though, despite a different name, this yummy treat tastes exactly the same as the more common Dove chocolate. And in the US, be sure not to confuse Dove chocolate with Dove soap. Boy. Number 12. Danone. The founder of the world-famous dairy brand Danone named the company after his son's family nickname, and that's exactly how this brand is known all over the world, but not in the US. On supermarket shelves here, you'll see these dairy products labeled Danone. Is it a misprint? Nope. It's the brand executive's attempt to make their production sound more American. Before the renaming, lots of customers from the US used to pronounce Danone as two words, Dan and one. Number 13. Milky Way. People from Europe are used to the chocolate-covered bar Milky Way, which is wrapped in blue packaging with little white stars. But if you want to munch on the same bar in the US, search for the one called Three Musketeers. As for the American Milky Way that comes in a brown package, be ready for it to taste like a Mars bar. Oh my, how confusing. Hey, I'll take all three. Number 14. Lay's. Few people know that modern-day Lay's first appeared in the UK under the name of Walkers more than 70 years ago. However, in 1989, PepsiCo, the producer of the Lay's you ate today, bought Walkers and renamed its crispy product. But guess what? In Great Britain, they still crunch Walkers. The popular potato chips have changed their package design, but the name remained the same. But that's not all. It turned out that Lay's have other names in different countries around the world. For example, in Australia, you should ask for Smith's, and in Mexico, for Sabritas. Number 15. Rexona. The Rexona brand, which produces world-known deodorants and antiperspirants, appeared in Australia in 1969. But if you try to find this oh-so-useful product in different countries around the world, you might be in for a surprise. For example, in the US and Canada, this brand is called Degree. In South Africa, Shield. In the UK and Ireland, Sure. And in Japan and South Korea, Rexona. Oh boy, how am I supposed to remember all this? Number 16. Knorr. Most people know Knorr, a brand that produces dried soups and stock cubes. But few have ever heard of Royco or Continental, right? Well, at least unless you live in Indonesia or Australia. But in fact, it's the same product. Royco is what this brand is called in Indonesia, and in Australia, Knorr goes under the name of Continental. Number 17. Becel. Ever heard of low-fat margarine called Becel? Nope. And how about the one called Promise? Ah, that sounds more familiar, right? But in fact, they're one and the same product, just in two different countries. Becel in Belgium and Promise in the US. What's more, this margarine has one more name. In the UK, it's called Flora. 18. T.J.Maxx. A renowned American retailer, T.J.Maxx, miraculously turns into TK.Maxx once you go to Europe. The thing is that in 1994, when the company decided to open its first shop in Bristol, they had to modify the name. Otherwise, customers could mistake the newly opened store with the British retail chain T.J. Hughes. Number 19. Sprite. In China, you won't find a bottle of Sprite, even if you try really hard. But pay attention to the drink called Shebi. It's the same soda so many people are crazy about. Unfortunately, the original name wasn't the best fit for the Chinese market. So the producers had to find another one, and they succeeded. In Chinese, Jia means snow and Bi means blue-green, so the name speaks for itself, I guess. By the way, Coca-Cola has a different name in China as well. Coca-Cola Light, which is the name the drink goes under in this country, means tasty fun. Well, okay. Alright, how about you? Do you know any other products that look, taste, or have unusual names in different countries? Let me know down in the comments. If you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share it with a friend. But hey, don't go out searching for oil of mushu just yet. We have over 2,000 cool videos for you to check out. All you have to do is pick the left or right video, click on it, and sit back and enjoy. Stay on the bright side of life.